Shalom, shalom.
Alright, shalom.
Shalom.
Alright, first and foremost, we want to start off by giving all praise and honor and glory to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI WYAHAWAH
Allah, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham YAHAWAH. In all praise, all power, our God, Yahawah, Bahasham Yahawashi. That wants to yell as a possible great minister who on Peaceful. These citations for very sincere and not bother tuning in. Shalom.
Shalom. Alright, we are your brothers, the warriors, YAHAWASHI, out in H-Town, preaching good news of the return of our Lord and Savior, YAHAWAH, and the downfall of Babylon, aka America. Alright, your brother Mafia, got the brother Ed Noon with me, as usual. Alright, the Lord willing, the lesson is edifying. Alright, straight to the point. As always, from THAWADAH, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. For another day, we had a piece of block. Another day to suffer for Yahawah's sake. Alright, another day we're gonna talk with Dash. Alright, we're gonna get straight to the point. Okay, make sure I set this up. I didn't even share the screen yet. Bear with me. Then we'll get some stuff from Brothers on ours YouTube channel. We got some pretty cool videos that caught my attention that we can use for the lesson today. Hey, shalom, everyone. Shalom. YAHAWAH BAHASHAM
Shalom.
Here we go. This here. Over there. Alright, so I'm gonna play 3 clips, then we're gonna get some presets out. Alright. This is coming to Babylon real soon, okay? the Babylon road soon. All right. People here in Babylon, aka America, they don't know how to go a day with just 1 or 2 meals or most. They don't know how to go through a day dry fasting. They don't know how to go through a day with just 1 meal. All right. This place is known for being obesity. This place will spoil you. So just imagine when the sown places finally become unsown. The famine is here at its peak. You can't purchase or buy because you're jobless. You broke. The Caragua is officially here. The hour of temptation is officially here, right? Right? People not only they're gonna behave worse than this, people are gonna be fighting each other just because there's only like 1 piece of chicken, 12-piece chicken left. There's only a pack of 4 rolls of toilet paper left. Right? You'll let this video kind of speak for itself. What's going on in Sri Lanka? I'm gonna let it play again.
Wow.
All right, so you can get say it here. I'm gonna get the NIV version.
This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 20. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Verse 21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Verse 22. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
So in the NIV version, right, it says, in famine, he, our power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, in famine, he will deliver you from death. And who's that you? The servants, the prophets of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, the believers of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, everyone that's part of the 1/3, those whose names are in the book of life. Lord willing, we are we are among that number. Okay. In famine, he will deliver you from death, and in battle from the stroke of the sword. You will be protected from the lash of the tongue, and need not fear when destruction comes. You will laugh at destruction and famine, and need not fear the wild animals. So the kind of spirit that YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI is going to have to put on his men, where you're going to be laughing when people are starving to death. You're going to be laughing when 2/3 of our nation are just catching pure hell, experiencing some final destination types of death and worse, right? Because we're going to need that kind of spirit to be able to not be in fear, because the time we're coming into is a time like never before and never ever shall ever be. All right, so our power is going to go, you got to go all out. All right. So again, right, I'm gonna read it again. It says, in famine he will deliver you from death, and in battle from the stroke of the sword. You will be protected from the lash of the tongue, and need not fear when destruction comes. You will laugh at destruction and famine, and need not fear the wild animals. Right? So the precept that goes with that, you can get that in Isaiah 65.
Isaiah 65, 12.
Started at 12, yeah. Then you can get that full river. Yeah.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 12. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not.
So because you two-thirds decided not to take heed to this counsel, not to take heed to the service of the prophets of YAHAWASHI W4Y, not taking heed to our elders, El Tahar, El Bar, El Ramar, El Makab, and all the other elders, the upcoming elders, the big brothers, all the men that teach the same doctrine under YAHAWASHI W4Y, right? Right? Because you refuse to take heed to them, you refuse to listen, right? And you rather do evil, which is doing wickedness, you rather transgress the law, rather sin, instead of doing what pleases our power, you did what displeases him, you're gonna get caught up in the famine. You're gonna get caught up in the destruction. You're gonna get caught up in Jacob's trouble, because Jacob's trouble is for you two-thirds. All right? You got that?
I got a precept 65 and 12.
To back up verse 12.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 4. I will also choose their delusions, and will bring their fear upon them, because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not.
And how do our power speak? Use his vessels. The servants, the prophets. When you hear the prophets prophesying, you hear these men teaching, prophesying, giving you warning, blowing the trumpet. That's YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI speaking. And because you didn't take heed, you're not ignoring us. You're not scoffing at us. You scoffing at our power. So by you doing that, that's a big red flag. I don't give a fuck if you scoff at me, you don't want to listen to me. No, you not wanting to listen to our power, you deserve death. Okay? Go back to that verse 13. Also, I'm gonna get the NIV version what the brother just read. So I also will choose harsh treatment for them. All right, you two-thirds, okay? All right, and will bring on them what they dread. For when I called, no one answered. When I spoke, no one listened. All right, so when the prophets were teaching, they were prophesying, they were giving warning, you two-thirds did not, you did not answer, you did not listen, okay? They did evil in my sight and choose what displeases me. And what displeases our power, YAHAWASHI W4Y, is you sinning, you being wicked as fuck, okay? All right, so go back to God.
This is verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, power. Behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Therefore, this is what the sovereign Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI says. My servants will eat, but you will go hungry. All right? You're going to starve to death. Okay? But you will go thirsty. So like if my servants will drink, but you will go thirsty. So the servants are going to be well hydrated, but you're going to experience dehydration. My servants will rejoice, but you will be put to shame.
This is verse 14. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy apart, but ye shall cry for sorrow apart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit.
My servants will sing out of the joy of their hearts, right? Their lives, right? Hebrew lives, their mind, okay? So we're going to be singing songs. We're going to be giving praise to our power. We're going to be blessing the names of our power because we're being taken care of, Lord willing, while the two-thirds are catching pure L finally, okay? All right? My servants will sing out of the joy of their hearts, but you will cry out from anguish of heart and wail in brokenness of spirit. So your spirit is going to be broken. Our power is going to break you down, not just physically, but also spiritually. All right? So we're going to get this next video right here. You can get that Matthew chapter 24. Matthew chapter 24, verse 69, the beginning of Psalms. The kingdom
Syria, Turkey at war with West and NATO hostage until SDF disbanded. Wow. Erdogan officially gave the green light for a new Turkish operation in Syria, an operation to finally end Turkey in the consciousness of the West and could lead to uncontrollable consequences inside of NATO and outside of NATO. Erdogan broke an agreement with the United States. In October 2019, it was agreed that Turkey will refrain from any offensive operations in northeast Syria. Well, looks like we didn't piss them off now. There was a mysterious missile that was launched from the South China Sea, and then here's a couple pictures of it. When it was launched, it turned 90 degrees immediately. Wow, that's crazy. Let's not forget that yesterday China announced drills all around Taiwan.
All right, so you heard that, right? You heard that. All right, you can get that up.
24:6.
Get more room towards all that.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 6. And ye shall hear rumors of wars. Oh, Salakia. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places.
So, right, verse 6, right? We're hearing, you just saw the video. That's hearing wars and rumors of wars. All right. And then the next scripture, the brother just read what? Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Right? That's happening right now as we speak. All right. That's how we know we're in the beginnings of stars right now. That's how we know we're still in biblical times. Okay, we're still in it. It never ended. All right. Um, and then it says, and there shall be famines, shortages. That's going to get to the point where it's going to cause people to experience starvation. Okay. And pestilences, we're seeing the Donkey Kong, the damn chicken juice, and all and the hot sauce coming back into play. They having a hot sauce for Donkey Kong, right? And the list goes on. Different diseases, viruses is rising, whether it's coming out of the wicked slab or it's going to come directly from. It's going to be a pestilence that's divine. It's going to come from YAHAWASHI himself. You know, the pestilences that we never seen or heard of before. Okay. Um, and earthquakes, right? So we're seeing a lot of places getting hit with actual earthquakes, tsunamis, you know, so-called natural disasters, thunderstorms, hailstorms, tropical storms. But earthquakes also goes into commotion, uproars of people, uproars, commotion, riots, chaos. All right, and we in the previous video, you got people going through what the famine riots. That's an earthquake. People are uproaring. They're rioting, and we in the video before that, right? Chaos, rioting. You know, pretty much they're looting these supermarkets so they can get food. Okay, all right, you got it.
Verse 8. These are all the beginnings of sorrows.
And also said in diverse places, so in places that you wouldn't think that it would get hit with famines, pestilences, earthquakes, right? They're getting hit every day. There's a earthquake phone mobile app where you can see which places are getting hit with earthquakes, and every day hundreds, damn near thousands of daily earthquake reports of these diverse places getting hit. Okay, all right. So that's how we know we're in the beginnings of sorrow. This is just the beginning, and it's only going to get worse from here on out. All right. So I'm gonna get this real quick. The book of Second Esdras, chapter 9, verses 1 through 8. All right. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself." And we do that by by prophecy. We will know we take heed to these news reports, articles, and we will connect it to which prophecy falls with that article, with that news report, to give us an idea of where we're at in this film of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. All right, this prophecy is like a measuring stick. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, so when you start seeing, prophecies happening, like for example, we had a blood moon, right? We're seeing the sown places becoming more unsown as time goes on. When you start seeing more of the signs or prophecies being fulfilled, right, or about to be fulfilled, or is about to happen, right? So again, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI will begin to visit the world which he made. And we see that our power is beginning to visit this wicked ass place because the signs are coming to pass. Okay? It says verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and which is when the earthquakes means what? Chaos, a commotion, okay? Riots, okay? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou well understand that the Most High Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so, the times also of the highest Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings in effects and signs. And everyone that shall be saved, right, the elect, the 1/3, right, and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So, like the scripture says, this paraphrase, faith without works, you can't please our power, something along that line, right? All right, if you have faith in our power, you got to put in the work. You got to prophesy, you got to teach if you have that gift. All right, you got to go out there and really show faith by offering your body as a living sacrifice for Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. You're going to preach, you're going to prophesy, you're going to become an enemy to this world. You're going to be hated of all men's sake for the name of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. All right. So by having faith and by your works, okay, you got to put in the work. That's how you have faith. Verse 8 shall be preserved from the sad perils, and shall see my salvation in my land, and wherewith my borders, for I have sanctified them. Right? Who's the one that's being sanctified? I said sanctified them for me from the beginning. All right? Let's talk about the elect. The elect are the ones that have been sanctified for Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi from the very beginning. They're the ones that's predestined for salvation. And we hope that all of us, starting with the elders, the apostles, all the brothers from GMS and the other camps, everyone that teach the same doctrine, right? Who's in the spirit of prophecy, which is testimony about Lord and Savior Yahawashi, right? If we go read Revelation 19:10, right? We all hope that we are those very ones that sanctify, the ones who's predestined for salvation. Because I don't know about y'all, but hey, I don't want to be an enemy of Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi. I want to be considered a friend, a servant, a prophet, right? Yeah, that's pretty much it. You got it.
This is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15, and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Speak what in the ears of our people, the so-called black, the so-called Latinos, so-called American Indians, and speckled birds that look like other nations. Speak what in their ears?
Speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
And who's the one that's speaking the words of prophecy? Who's the one that's preaching, breaking down, edifying lessons that the Mark mentioned, that Karagma mentioned in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, is that to the R, to the F, to the I, to the D, to the MC hammer chip, right? Who's the one that's breaking down that thing, that Karagma is an artificial intelligent object that has to be implanted into you? Who's the one that's prophesying Jacob's trouble? Who's the one that's prophesying there's going to be a famine like never before? Who's the one that's actually prophesying? Okay, right? Connect the dots. Okay, got it.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI.
Now, how would do that by covering you, sealing you with the Rakakadah, the Holy Spirit, so you can be able to understand the wisdom and knowledge, the prophecy, the scriptures, the parables, the dark sayings. Okay, you got it. The verse 14 to 16.
Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction dwelleth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
You saw that in the video we just played. You got a full riot, a famine riot. And that's coming here to Babylon, but on a much more higher scale. People are going to be fighting against one another with swords in their hands. And the modern day sword is going to be, any form of a firearm. Class 1, class 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Any form of a firearm, okay? Anything that you can use to kill someone, right?
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and that the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
You saw in that video, remember how a lot of these vehicles are fucking burnt up? There's just pure chaos going on. If these countries, these other nations, did regard their kings and their princes, they would not be taking their actions, they would not be taking the course into their own action. They wouldn't be rioting, they wouldn't be burning shit up, looting supermarkets and any businesses. They would still behave, quote unquote, civilized. All right, but no, they behaving like wild animals. They behaving, in a mindset of like there's literally no laws. It's a lawless society. They're behaving very wickedly. Okay, all right, and that's coming here to Babylon real soon. We can already see it increasing day by day. Chicago's a fucking shit show. Fucking LA is another shit show. New York. Real soon all of Babylon is gonna be a complete shit show. Okay, all right.
Jumping down to 27. Now are the plagues come upon the whole earth.
On the whole earth. The whole earth, all right? You got it?
Ye shall remain in it.
You 2/3 want to remain in it.
For YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against it.
So you 2/3 are going to be left here. You ain't going to be delivered. All right? Especially those who know that they are a Hebrew Israelite, the chosen nation of the true living power, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and you still be wicked as fuck. You're not fearing our power. You're not serving our power with fear and trembling, with sincere and truth, right? I'm not even going to name those other camps. These examples you should know by now. The wicked portion are going to be left behind. You're going to be left here, right? Because what? You constantly sin upon sin upon sin, instead of trying to sin less in the eyes of our power. All right? Got it? 49.
Jumping over to 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy houses with destruction and death.
Right? And it said, I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood. So a lot of you women that currently has a head right now, you currently have a husband, you're going to be a widow because your husband is going to be put to death. Right? He's going to die. Y'all going to be split apart. Let's not forget that mandatory draft is going to happen at some point. Your husbands are going to be taken to the mandatory draft to go to war. They're going to die by the sword. If not, they're going to die by the famine. Y'all going to get split apart to different Q camps, right? Who knows? Who knows exactly how power is going to do? But you know, widowhood. A lot of you women are going to become hellish. We ain't going to have a husband. Okay. All right. Poverty, which is being a state of being very poor, and that's going to be caused by what? By the famine, because of the shortages. People are going to start experiencing starvation. That's going to cause poverty. Sword, right? Esau Edom himself is a sword. The nukes, the missiles, his Esau's military, his GMSs, genetically modified soldiers, his bioengineered soldiers, some shit you see like in Resident Evil, right? Don't sleep on this devil. He got some shit. All right? You know, anything that's a form of destruction to kill. And pestilences, we see that. Donkey Kong, chicken juice, the hot sauce, the list goes on, okay? All right? To waste thy houses with destruction and death. All right? And we already seen that happening, and it's only going to get worse. All right? Where it is literally going to waste your houses with destruction and death. All right? So yeah, get that, yeah, because in the previous video, yeah, you got that Revelation one.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 9, verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter.
So World War I has passed. There's going to be 2 more world wars, okay?
Jumping down to 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
So the brother just read that 1 woe is past, right? World War I, and there's 2 more to come, right? And the brother just read just now. The second woe passed, which is World War II, and the third will come quickly. Meaning World War III is fastly approaching. Why? Because we're hearing wars and rumors of wars right now. We're seeing nations rising against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And real soon, the hearing wars and rumors of wars are going to no longer be a rumor. It's actually going to happen. All right? Before there's a fight or a war, there's always rumors first. Then it becomes manifested. It's actually played out. Okay? Second Esdras, chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. They walked in what? Great pride. We got to get that real quick. Which one is that one say? Pride comes before destruction. You know what that is? Either not say it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get that right quick. Help you out here too. Here's somewhere. I don't think it's in there. Look up. Look at what you pull real quick. But yeah, so I'm gonna read that again, right? Read it again. Because tomorrow is what? The first day of what?
Oh, I ain't going to say.
Tomorrow is the first day of that very month with those particular abominations, okay? All right? You know, the P month plus the Megatrons and Decepticons, right? So for those people, okay? Those from who knows what I'm talking about, right? The rainbow people. Okay. All right, so I'm got it. All right, so take 4. Oh, it's a prologue. All right, it's a prologue. All right, so we're gonna read it again. The second Esdras chapter 8, verse 50, and then the brother's gonna jump into Proverbs. All right. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Right. So you got a lot of people that's in the spirit of great pride instead of being in the spirit of fearing YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. There's not enough fear for our power dwelling here on earth. We need more of it. All right. So, and that great pride, you know, hey, what's next month? Starting tomorrow? You got
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and haughty spirit before a fall.
So everyone that's part of that group, right? They have a haughty spirit. They're very prideful. They're very prideful about the fact that you know he is laying down with another man, the way how a man laid down with women, vice versa. The woman laying down with the woman, how a woman's supposed to lay down with her husband, right? Esau is making it to where you can be a transformer. You can change the natural use of a man, change the natural use of a woman. You can do anything and everything as long as it's not righteousness, as long as it's not according to YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All right. So, Lord willing, next month we'll see a great number of these particular individuals start dropping dead from left to right. You get that too.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit.
So a lot of people about to become very humble, right? Many people about to. Don't be surprised that the most prideful person that you ever came across of becomes so humble. Our power is capable of doing that, all right? Because there's gonna be a lot of people, let's say, like our woman that's predestined to be saved, that's still wicked as fuck right now, right? And they're so prideful. A lot of them are going to be, they're going to be humbled. They're going to be brought down to a very low state, all right? But then the remaining of them, like, you might put fucking death. They're just too fucking wicked, right? Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life. All right. All right. The 2/3 of our nation. Okay. That's a great number. That's many that's going to perish in this life. Because 2/3 is a bigger portion than 1/3, right? All right. Because it said, for there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI that is set before them. So, yeah, 2/3 of our nation are going to perish in this very lifetime because we're the only nation that can go against the laws and commandments of our power. Other nations were given that. But let's not forget, these other nations are going to get it too. All right, they're going to get judgment too. All right. That's fine. Want to get that Amos chapter 8, verse 11 to 12? This was the article of this. We'll get that Ezekiel. Ezekiel 8, 3, 6. Let me close that with that. Amos chapter 8, verse 11 to 12. Famous favorite word. All right, so this article right here, right? It says House passes Domestic Terrorism Act, empowering federal agencies to police thought and speech. And who exactly the House wants to empower, or just say to who exactly does the House is going to label this right here, domestic terrorism, right? Who's the one that's gonna who does these damn devils want to police the thought and speech of? The prophets, because we're the reason why his damn kingdom is being broken down. All right. So like you got it. So real soon, the famine of hearing the word, the famine of being having access to this teaching, to these lessons, is going to be a shortage, a very, very shortage on having access to be able to receive answers on what is going on with all hell breaks loose when your trials and tribulations finally visits you. Okay, you got out?
This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11 and 12. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Verse 12. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, and shall not find it.
So when that famine of word is officially here, these damn devils wiped out all of the servants of prophets of YAHAWAH Yahawashi platforms, all of their lessons, all their teachings, right? People are going to start seeking for answers, but they're not going to be able to find it on YouTube. They're not going to be able to find it on any form of platforms where these 2/3 of our people are familiar with the teachings being brought out at. They're not going to find the prophets on the highways and byways or whatever people normally see the prophets teaching at. I don't know.
This goes into that. Psalm 74, verse 9. It says, we see not our signs. There is no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long.
Ooh. So the 2/3 it says, we see not our signs. There's no more any prophet, neither is there among us any that knoweth how long. Right? So people are going to realize, like, yo, where the prophets are at? What happened to them? I don't see them on the highways and hedges, at these plazas, whatever the prophets be teaching at. They don't see them no more. They're gonna go through YouTube, all these different platforms, like, yo, can't find them. What the hell's going on? Right? Because what? The famine of his word. Right? And the only way you're going to be able to actually know what's going on if our power is going to have you stumble across one of his prophets in the real world. Will all hell break loose. And you better hope that he be in the spirit to be a reprover, to give you understanding what's going on. And then if so, if that prophet does, if that prophet is in the spirit to reprove you, you better hope that you can understand it. All right, so we read it here in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 26 and 27. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. And who is that they? That's a rebellious house with 2/3. They're rebellious, okay? All right. And then 27. But when I speak with thee, right, when YAHAWAH speaks to the prophet, right, through the Rakakodas, through the Spirit, the Holy Spirit. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, thus said the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are rebellious house. So let's say you do come across a prophet, and the prophet is breaking down, whatever the scriptures to help you understand, like, this is what's going on, this is the why behind it, and you still don't understand, it's still not comprehending to you, then hey, he that hear, let him hear. And he that forbear, let him forbear, for they are rebellious house. So if you're able to understand it, hey, blessings to you, but if you don't understand it, hey, it's just not for you. All right?
That's a scary thing, man.
All right. You guys want to bring up?
No, that was
the last one, all right? Hey, THAWADAH, by the way, you want to go to precept, all right? That's more meat to the lesson, more fire. For those who are tuning in, take heed to the convoy too. Write down these precepts, study it, write it down, highlight it in your Bible, right? So that right there is a whole another lesson itself too. All right. We're gonna close out by giving the much due all praises, honor, and glory to
YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM
Rakakodas. No honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who grew on teach for. Much due respect to the sincere Akim who are laboring works. And Shalom to you believers, to the Akim YAHAWAH, which would be the brothers and sisters who subscribe to the truth. As always,
DTA Abad Ball soon.
Yasharala. spirit in you. There's not enough spirits that's interfering by the power of YAHAWASHI Yahawashi. Alright, so hey, Lord willing, we do another lesson, alright? So, come on. Okay? You already know, like, end it with class. Right? End it with class. Alright?